Welcome to another deep dive. Today we are diving into the world of adaptogens, these herbs and plants that can help your body manage stress. And, it seems like everybody's talking about adaptogens these days.
Yeah, they're definitely having a moment.
Right. And it's not surprising considering our sources from UCLA say that almost half of Americans are more stressed out now than before the pandemic.
It makes sense that people will be looking for natural ways to help them cope.
Totally. And the thing is, adaptogens aren't new. They've been used in Eastern medicine for centuries, so it's not just some, passing trend.
It's ancient wisdom, but what's so cool is that we're starting to see some modern scientific research to back it up.
That's what I find so fascinating. Like for this deep dive, we're using information from UCLA and the VA, really reputable institutions.
Yeah, for sure. So both of our sources define adaptogens as having these three key qualities.
Hmm.
First, they're non-toxic when taken, in normal
Okay,
doses.
safety first.
Exactly. Second, they actually support your body's stress response. So it's not just about masking the symptoms. And then third, they help restore balance, like no matter what kind of stress you're dealing with.
So it's about building resilience from the inside out.
Exactly.
Okay, that makes sense. But how do they actually work?
Well, one theory is that they interact with your HPA axis, which is basically your body's central command for managing stress.
Oh, wow.
So they help your system get better at handling whatever life throws at you.
So like a personal trainer for your stress response system.
Uh-huh. Yeah, something like that.
It's amazing.
Yeah, and this is where the VA source emphasizes that using adaptogens is both an art and a science. It's not just about, popping a random pill.
Right.
You really have to understand the plant's properties and the individual's unique constitution to use them effectively.
Makes sense. It's personalized care. So speaking of all that,
All right.
how do we navigate this whole world of adaptogens?
That's a great question.
No?
Um, because, the FDA doesn't regulate supplements as strictly as medications. Finding quality adaptogen products can be tricky.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Both sources point this out as a major concern.
Okay, so what should we be looking for?
The VA source gives some great tips. Look for something called standardized extracts. Basically what that means is that you're getting a consistent dose of the active ingredients
Yeah.
in every batch, so you know it's actually working.
Okay.
You should also always check the dosage information.
Right.
Don't settle for a product that's just like a sprinkle of this and that.
Yeah, make sure it packs a punch.
Exactly.
So what about UCLA? What do they have to say about finding good quality products?
Well, they emphasize the importance of researching reputable brands. Don't just go for the cheapest option.
Right.
Take the time to find companies that are known for their quality and transparency.
Good advice. Okay, I'm ready to learn about some specific adaptogens. The VA source has this awesome table that lists out some of the most common ones, so let's dive in.
Okay, sounds good. Let's start with the classics, Asian and American ginseng. They're considered the prototypes of adaptogens and have been used for centuries in Eastern medicine to support the immune system and help the body handle stress.
Hold on, rewind. American ginseng. I didn't know there was an American version.
Yeah, so apparently wild Asian ginseng was almost completely wiped out by overharvesting back in the 1600s.
Wow.
And that's when American ginseng was discovered and kind of stepped in to fill the void.
That's fascinating. So what can these ginseng superstars do for us?
Well, there's actually good evidence supporting their use for respiratory tract infections.
Mm-hmm.
Studies have shown that taking ginseng daily during cold and flu season can actually reduce your risk of getting sick.
Really?
Yeah, and if you do catch something, it can even lessen the severity of your symptoms.
So like a natural shield against those winter bugs.
Yep, pretty much.
Amazing. All right, what's next on our adaptogen adventure?
Let's talk about Eleuthero. The VA source describes it as perfect for people who work hard, play hard, and barely sleep.
Maybe a little too familiar. Tell me more.
Well, research suggests that Eleuthero might help manage certain viral infections. There's even a study that found taking Eleuthero with andrographis significantly reduced symptoms of upper respiratory infections if you started taking it within 72 hours of feeling sick.
Okay, adding that to my must-research list. Now, tell me about the Schizandra. The VA source says it was traditionally thought to protect health and prolong life.
Right. It's incredible.
No big deal, right?
Uh-huh. Exactly. Studies suggest Schizandra may improve concentration, coordination, and endurance. Plus, it might protect your liver from toxins.
Wow, this is also fascinating. I'm starting to understand why people are so drawn to these adaptogens.
Yeah, me too. And we've only just scratched the surface.
Okay, I can't wait to hear more. Okay, so much amazing information about ginseng and Eleuthero and even Schizandra. What other adaptogens are we missing?
Well, how about ashwagandha?
Yeah.
Been getting a lot of buzz lately.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely heard of that one.
Yeah, it's known for its calming effects.
Mm.
And get this, the VA source mentions potential benefits for sleep, libido, and even some promising research on its role in cancer treatment.
Whoa, wait, cancer treatment? Really?
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. Studies have shown that ashwagandha might actually enhance the effectiveness of radiation and chemotherapy while reducing those nasty side effects.
Oh,
And there's even some evidence from animal studies that it could slow tumor growth.
that's wild. Okay, so ashwagandha is definitely a powerhouse. Are there any adaptogens out there for those of us who are more, adventurous?
You bet. How about rhodiola? It was actually used by Vikings to boost their strength and endurance.
Whoa, seriously? Vikings.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's amazing.
And modern research suggests they were onto something. Rhodiola shows real promise for fighting fatigue, depression, and pain. And get this, it's even being studied for its potential to help prevent some serious health conditions, like cardiovascular disease, neurological disorders,
Yeah.
liver problems,
Yeah.
and even skin disorders.
Wow, that's incredible.
It's like a multivitamin for resilience.
Okay, rhodiola is officially on my to-try list. What's next?
Okay, let's talk about holy basil. Now, this isn't the same basil you'd find in your pasta sauce.
Uh-huh. Okay, good to know.
The VA source describes it as an uplifting herb used by yogis to embrace enlightenment.
Whoa, that sounds intense.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff. It's also thought to be helpful for people struggling with fatigue and mental fog.
So it's like a mental clarity boost with a side of spiritual awakening.
You could say that.
I'm intrigued.
And the research backs it up. Studies have shown that holy basil can be really effective for managing anxiety and depression. There's even one study that found a specific extract of holy basil significantly reduced symptoms of generalized anxiety disorder.
Okay, I'm definitely adding holy basil to my shopping list. What other adaptogens are we missing?
Well, how about astragalus? It's known for its triple threat action.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. The VA source says it helps protect the body from physical, mental, and emotional stress. By supporting your immune system?
Wait, so it's like a shield against all forms of stress.
Pretty much.
Tell me more.
Well, studies have shown that astragalus can improve white blood cell function, increase antibody levels, and even boost something called interferon levels, which are proteins that help fight off viral infections and tumors.
Wow, so it's like giving your immune system a major upgrade.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Okay, prepare yourself for this next one. Cordyceps. It's a fungal parasite that lives on caterpillars in the mountains of China.
I know it sounds a bit strange.
Yeah, a little bit.
But trust me, it's a powerful adaptogen with some pretty interesting research behind it. Small studies suggest it might be beneficial for kidney damage, improving quality of life after chemotherapy, and supporting liver function in people with hepatitis B.
Okay, I'll admit, I was a little skeptical at first, but now I'm really curious about cordyceps. What else is out there?
Well, we can't forget about a classic reishi mushroom.
Oh, yeah, reishi mushroom.
It's been used for centuries for its immune-boosting effects, and now is being studied for its potential to reduce stress and even treat upper respiratory infections and post-herpetic neuralgia.
I feel like reishi mushroom keeps coming up in all my health and wellness reading. What's so special about it?
Well, for one, a 2016 Cochrane review found that reishi mushroom might actually help prolong survival in cancer patients when used alongside conventional treatment.
Wow, that's incredible. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about some truly incredible adaptogens. But before we get too carried away, we need to address the elephant in the room.
You mean the fact that the FDA doesn't regulate supplements as strictly as medications?
Exactly.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. And this is where our UCLA source really stresses the importance of doing your research and choosing products from reputable brands. Don't just grab the first bottle you see.
Right, and we can't emphasize enough the importance of talking to your doctor before adding any adaptogens to your routine, especially if you're already taking medications or have any health conditions.
Couldn't agree more.
Okay, I feel like I've just had a crash course in the world of adaptogens. There's so much to learn.
No, it's fascinating stuff.
So we've explored all these incredible adaptogens and learned about, their potential benefits.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey.
But, I keep thinking about something you said earlier about how using adaptogens is both an art and a science.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
And it's really important to emphasize that, as we kind of wrap up this deep dive,
For sure.
like while these adaptogens have shown amazing potential, we can't forget about the bigger picture.
Exactly.
Like, it's not just about popping a pill and expecting, everything to magically get better.
Definitely not. Both the VA and UCLA sources are very clear about that.
Right.
Adaptogens can be powerful allies, but they work best as part of a holistic approach to well-being.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Well, for starters, it's about addressing the root causes of stress. Adaptogens might help your body cope, but you also need to identify and manage the stressors themselves.
Right, it's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound without cleaning it first. You're masking the problem, but it won't truly heal.
Exactly. So think about what's causing you stress. Is it work relationships, finances?
Yeah.
Whatever it is, you got to take proactive steps to manage those stressors.
And don't forget about good old-fashioned self-care.
Absolutely. Things like getting enough sleep, eating a nutritious diet, exercising regularly, spending time in nature. All those are crucial for supporting your body's natural stress response.
And let's not underestimate the power of mindfulness practices.
Oh, for sure. Meditation, deep breathing, yoga. These can be incredibly effective for calming the mind and reducing anxiety.
I'm starting to see how all these pieces fit together. Adaptogens are a tool, but they're not the whole toolbox.
Exactly. It's about integrating them into a lifestyle that prioritizes well-being.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the fascinating world of adaptogens, I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question. Given everything we've learned, which adaptogen has piqued your interest the most and why? Is it the historical significance of ginseng? The energizing potential of eleuthero? The calming effects of ashwagandha? Or maybe the immune-boosting power of reishi mushroom?
It's a great question. And I think the answer will be different for everyone. It's all about figuring out what works best for your individual needs and goals.
Exactly. We've only just scratched the surface of this fascinating world. Keep exploring, keep learning, and, keep that conversation going with your healthcare provider.
Well said. It's been a pleasure joining you on this deep dive into the world of adaptogens. We hope you found it informative, engaging, and maybe even a little bit inspiring.
Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep diving deep.